Mrs. Rahani.
Hi, Mrs. Bugel.
How are you?
Great.
What are we doing today?
So today we're going to wire up 2 stepper motors and get them to run.
That will be very cool.
So these are the stepper motors we're going to be using. They're called 28BYJ-48.
Okay.
And they're 5-volt DC stepper motors. So they only need 5 volts of power, which we get from our Arduino. So it's perfect for an Arduino project.
Yeah.
So if you go to your Arduino and go to File and look up examples, there's one down the bottom called Stepper, and it's got a few stepper examples, and we're going to use the 1 revolution example to help us wire up our stepper motor. So I'm going to click on it. So what you'll notice when you get this program is it will basically get your stepper motor to go in 1 revolution, but we're going to alter it a little bit so we can get 2 stepper motors running constantly. So the first thing to notice is you'll have to play around with your particular stepper motor and figure out how many steps per revolution it has based on the speed of 60 revs per minute. Now the one that we have is actually 512, so we've played around with our one and it's got 512 steps per revolution. So ours should be connected to pins 8, 9, 10 and 11 on the Arduino. We can see they have these 4 input pins, and they're the ones that would match the 8, 9, 10, 11 pins on the Arduino. So Mrs. Fugel is going to set that one up.
So I'm just going to put the white in 8. I've got the green in 9. I've got the yellow in 10, and I've got the blue. So I put the males into here, and now I'm going to take the females and I'm going to order them. So the white went in first, so it can go into pin number 1. I've got the green in second, so that can go in pin number 2. I've got the yellow next, which will go into 3. And then I've got finally the blue last, so it can go into 4. I'm now going to take the wires. I've got 5 to 12 volts here. I've got a minus and plus, so I know with the minus that's going to have the ground wire. So I put that there. The plus is the red wire, so I'm going to put that there.
Okay, so we want to do 2 stepper motors. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to copy and paste this code underneath. Call the first one stepper 1, call the second one stepper 2, but I'm going to need 4 fresh pins. So which 4 fresh ones do you reckon we should use?
Well, we'll definitely be using, I would say, 4, 5, 6 and 7.
Cool.
Okay, so this time I'm using pins 4, pins 5, pin 6, and pin number 7, and then the purple wire was first, so it can go into the input 1. The yellow wire was next, so it can go into input 2. The purple wire input 3, and the white wire input 4. Again, I need the 2 for the power, so the red is going into the positive, the ground wire into the negative.
Alright, cool. So now you've got them set up in a sequential order. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yep.
And 1, 2, 3, 4 is 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep.
Cool. But the problem I can see here is that the Arduino only has 1 5-volt output.
Yes.
But we need 1 for each. So what are we going to do about that?
Okay, we're going to have to create a circuit using a breadboard. So if you pass me the breadboard, we know that this row is all connected underneath, and we know this row is connected underneath, but these 2 sides are separate. So I'm going to use 1 for positive, and I'm going to use 1 for negative. So the first thing I'm going to do is take 1 wire, the positive, I'm going to put it into E1, and I'm going to put that into the 5 volts that I find over on the Arduino. So now I'm going to take the positive wires from each of these and I'm going to put it in the same line so it creates a nice circuit, and that can go in here.
So now this 5 volts is going to go from here to each of them, yeah?
That's right. All right, so I also need to do exactly the same thing for the ground wire. So there's the ground on the Arduino. There's a couple, actually. I might go on this side for the ground so it's a bit closer.
Does it matter which side?
No, it doesn't matter at all as long as there's a ground unit. And then I go across here to the breadboard, so I pick the other side, same line, so that's okay. I could pick any line, to be quite honest, but may as well keep it the same and consistent, just neater wiring. And then I put the ground wires from each of those in the same line as that, and that creates the circuit for the ground.
If you go to the specification page for this particular stepper motor, it tells you the sequence of the inputs is not 1, 2, 3, 4, but rather 1, 3, 2, 4.
Seems silly.
Yeah, but that's the way it rolls. So
is that like stepper motor rolls? Was that your joke?
I was being funny. Yeah.
Is that like that's like a dad joke?
I know.
Yeah.
Now that we know they actually go in the order, and I'll just put a little comment that they go in the order 1, 3, 2, 4. I know that since 8 was matched with 1 and 9 was matched with 2 and 10 was matched with 3, all I have to do is swap these numbers around. So I just make it like that. So now it will run in the sequence that this particular stepper motor runs in. So I'm going to do the same. This is the same stepper motor. So obviously 4, 6, 5, 7. Cool. So then we go to our setup, and you can see we've only set up one because we introduced the second one. So we'll just copy that. That's for the first one. And we can just copy that and do the same speed for the second one.
You don't need serial begin 9600, do you?
So what all this does is it brings up a screen showing you what's happening. So later on you can see it says print to the serial, print the line clockwise. Now that stuff's kind of, we don't need that right now, so we'll just delete that. We'll also delete these 2 lines because we don't care about them. Also the delay is irrelevant for what we want to be able to do today, so we're just going to
But we do
get
want
rid of them.
stepper 1 and stepper 2 because that's how we've labelled them.
That's right. So first let's talk about this step function. So what it does is you can tell it how many steps you want it to take. So since we're in the loop, we're just going to tell it to take 1 step, and we'll tell it to do that for stepper 1. Code runs in an order. That's why we choose 1, because actually if we had done 10, for example, stepper motor 1 would have ran 10 steps before stepper motor 2 got a chance to run.
Right.
That's why we only use the number 1 so that it's almost synchronous. All right, so we're ready, Mrs. Fugel, to get this thing running.
I'm so excited about that.
So we've connected the blue wire to the computer. And what is the most important step in using an Arduino?
Oh, making sure that the port is correct. So
top marks to Mrs. Fugel.
Okay.
So I'm just going to check. I should have it connected to my USB, which I do. So now all I got to do is upload.
Oh, this one's motor 1 because it started first, ever so slightly.
Yeah,
I'm so gifted.
You are. Cool. So we got them both running at the same time. Excellent. That's it. Thanks, folks.
Ciao, McQueenie.
Ciao.